let's talk about problem solving. And of course, this can apply to all different areas in your life, in your career direction, your personal life, in the interview process. I think that one reason that I'm a great problem solver, which is why I offer coaching and consulting, and it's also why I continue to overcome my own personal challenges, is I'm very curious. I don't do well with gray areas. If anything is a bit unclear, well, I naturally still have more questions, and likely you do too. But I don't know if it's human nature or what it is. I actually don't think it's human nature. I think we've gotten away from this piece of our human nature, which is to naturally be curious. Because a lot of times we will have a question, we will have a hesitation, we will have a pause, or maybe even a flag, an instinctual resistance that shows up. And that means either we need to go the other way or we need more information. And in order to solve a problem, I talk about this a lot. One, we have to acknowledge it. Awareness is the first step in creating change. But then two, we have to get curious about why. I can think of so many examples. One example is I have a client that it's a company, not just an individual, and I love them. They're a great valued client that I've had thankfully, for many years, but they notoriously pay late. And I've been working to get to the bottom of this, and I thought that I had, but then it happened again. So again, I'm asking questions, and the answer that they gave me didn't make sense to me. I didn't know what it meant, and so then what? Well, I have more questions. So a lot of people will stop asking questions, and they will, what I call, settle. And I'm not one to do that. It's bugging me if it's unclear. And I also instinctively know, this is probably why it's bugging me, is that if there's a gray area, if I don't understand something, if it's unclear, that problem is not going to get solved. I need to get to the bottom of it and find out why this is happening and or not happening. And by asking more questions, one, you have to get to the right individual, and then you have to just keep asking questions. And when one answer doesn't make sense, it's not satisfactory, then you ask your next question. And this is how we overcome problems. And I was able to do that, and the problem should be resolved now. We'll see, but I think so. And I did it in a very nice, respectful way, but I did keep asking questions. And this is one, I call it a success habit, that kids are really good at. They're not afraid to ask why. They're naturally curious. And as we grow into adulthood and we have less than optimal experiences, in other words, we get hurt, we stop asking questions. Why? Because we're afraid of what the answer might be. Or why? Because we're afraid we may not be what the other person and or company and or hiring manager in the interview process wants. But reminder, your feelings are important, and you have value, and your desires are yours for a reason. And so if something isn't working out, the first direction that you want to go in search of the answers for is within yourself. And so this is another reason that I'm able to overcome my challenges and continue to learn and grow. And again, I'm very into self-development, self-improvement, and that helps me to equip others, because I practice these things myself. When I have a less than optimal experience, meaning I don't call it a failure because I'm learning from it, but when something doesn't work out, it's so easy, of course, to express frustration at the other person and or people involved. But who's responsible? I'm responsible. I'm responsible for either not showing up as my best or for attracting the wrong person and or opportunity. So then why am I doing that? Or why am I, not showing up as my best? I always go on a deeper search. I've got just a need for a deeper understanding. And that helps with my self-awareness. It helps me to overcome my challenges, and it helps me to help others overcome their challenges, because I call it a sticking point. And it's like an internal bell, like ding, there's something there. There's something here where I need more answers. Sometimes it's in an interview process. Sometimes it's in a conversation with someone where I'm like, ooh, this is a flag, or this is not actually true. Something like that. So I'm really good at picking up on that. And honestly, I bet you are too. It's just, are you listening to your instincts? Because this is your instincts showing up, talking to you for a reason. So, whatever's not working out in whatever area of your life, this would be a problem. And in order to solve that problem, one, acknowledge it, pay attention to that uncomfortable emotion, but two, act like a kid again. Get curious. Ask yourself why, and or ask the other person why. And this process can solve virtually any problem. I mean, literally any problem. You want to get to the bottom of it. I mean, even medical problems. Why is it happening? Let's take, for example, someone who really has major struggles with their weight, and they decide to undergo, what is it called? Something bypass surgery. I can't think of, anyway, that weight loss surgery. The issue that I have with that is, if you haven't addressed the problem, okay, that's the problem. You want to lose weight and you're not able to lose weight, but why? What is it that is missing there? Or why are you engaging in habits that are producing this result? Because if you don't address the specific problem and the why behind it, you can have a gastric bypass, you can have the surgery, but guess what? The problem is still there, and it's going to keep happening, and then you're likely to not have the result that you're looking for, and then you put your body at risk. So while the coaching that I offer, I'm not going to be a weight loss coach or a fitness coach, although I have a lot of knowledge in both of these areas because I'm curious about it and I've researched. But I offer coaching for the hiring process, for interviewing and career coaching, because these are the areas that I have had great success in myself, and I know a lot about it. But still, do I feel like I could solve these problems for other people? Yeah, absolutely. I could help them, because I could help you figure out, well, one, let's get to the bottom of why you are doing what you're doing or not doing what you're doing, and then let's work to shift your mindset to start taking different action steps that are going to produce a different result. So you can do this for yourself in any area of your life where you are not where you want to be. But this does require honesty, getting honest with yourself about why you are having this challenge. So acknowledge the problem, awareness creates change, and then get curious, act like a kid again. Ask yourself why. Ask other people more and more and more questions until you get to the bottom of it, because you've got to get to the root of the issue before you can create change. And the root of the issue, really what's behind the issue, the true root, is the why. Why are you experiencing less than optimal experiences? Why are you attracting or not attracting the people and or opportunities in your life that you want? Why are you not showing up in the way that you want? Why are others not showing up the way that you want them to? It's all behind the why, and the key is to get curious. And yes, it's uncomfortable, but if you're not where you want to be, you're already uncomfortable. So I'm talking about this because I'm doing this myself right now with certain areas that I'm struggling with, and I'm going in search of the answers, and I'm working to create those changes to take a different action. And yeah, it's scary, of course, because any new action is new, so it's different. So that means you don't yet know the outcome. But if you keep doing the same thing that you're comfortable doing because you know the outcome, and you don't like the outcome, where is that going to get you? So just a little bit of encouragement to do something that you already know instinctively how to do, which is to ask yourself why, because and get curious, and more and more and more curious, because you did it as a kid. And the desires, the thing that you have, the things that you have for a reason. You deserve to have the things that you want. But if you don't have them, that's just because you need to choose some different actions. All right, so hopefully that helped. I don't know if it was a little bit too deep. I just was the message that was coming to me. So if you did get some value from the content, I invite you to like and subscribe to the channel. That will help me to grow the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.